What's up, everybody? It's your boy again and again. Welcome to another video of Police Simulator Patrol Officers. So today in this video, I'm going to be covering the initial inspection call out. And before I start, I wanted just to cover a few things in the handbook. I'm going to go down to border control. So with the contraband expansion, pretty much got three different call outs when handling uh, border patrol. We got the initial inspection, which I'll be covering today, the detailed inspection, and the desk inspection. Now, the initial inspection is it's the first line of defense. It's not going to be as thorough as the detailed inspection. It's going to be a little bit faster, but it's again, you're going to be pretty much denying entry or or allowing them to enter, or you're going to be sending them to the second inspection site, which is a detailed inspection. So let's just read it together. It's very important, especially with this update, because there's tons of rules, and a lot of us are getting confused. I do want to say this before I continue that if I do indeed do something incorrectly, comment and let me know. I wanted to put out a tutorial because a lot of people are having questions, having issues with this new update in regards to the ruling. Secondly, there are some bugs. I won't say a lot, but there are bugs and in regards to the conduct point system. So you can indeed be doing something correctly and you're losing points for doing that. The developers are aware of it. Um, if you do have any questions or concerns in regards to uh, how to handle or proceed with any of the policies or rules, just let me know. Forward your questions my way. I see if I can help you. Um, so let's talk about the initial inspection. Let's just read here the briefing. It says the initial inspection takes tasks you with managing the flow and inspection of vehicles at the border checkpoint. Your goal is to ensure that each vehicle entering Franklin undergoes a proper first inspection. This includes verifying documents, questioning occupants, and identifying any signs that may require escalation to a detailed inspection. So again, you're just looking for documents, you're questioning about declared items. Let's keep reading. It says the checkpoint is a first line defense and border control. Vehicles arrive at one at a time, and you control their access by operating the barriers. Once a vehicle is inside the inspection zone, you begin the inspection process. Inspection is about efficiency and judgment. The faster you decide correctly, the more rewards you will gain. That's very interesting. I wonder if you get extra points uh, for your timing. Let's continue to go on. It says, therefore, you cannot punish anyone directly. Keep two main things in mind. Firstly, Franklin residents are always allowed to enter. So very good point. Very key point here. You will never deny Franklin residents uh, access. They are always allowed access, even if they have like a Spire ID. I don't know any form of identification that's expired. You will always let them in. You will never deny them access. And again, that's referring to Franklin citizens only. It says if any violations are found, send them to a detailed inspection so that they can get processed for the infraction. And I believe that applies to their vehicles as well. It says, secondly, the rule of thumb for foreigners is that if you find any violations, you can usually deny entry. So keep in mind, if you do find any violations with foreigners, I would I wouldn't deny entry right away. I believe you wanna, when it comes to documentation, I believe that's more of the urgent concern where you will you know grant that denial. However, if it's something else that you're concerned about, don't be quick to deny their entry. Instead, send them. to the detailed inspection. And I'm going to go over that, but I believe that's going to be a safe. That's going to be like the safest way to proceed if you're not sure. When in doubt, whether you're dealing with a Franklin citizen or a foreigner, if you have any doubts, send them to the detail inspection. You will not lose points for that. That's proceeding safely. You will actually gain points for doing that. Um, and it's just coming from my experience. Um, I never uh, lost any conduct points for sending anyone to a detailed inspection for further investigation. So let's continue reading here. It says objectives during this call out focus on. Let's read these bullets. It's focused on verifying the identity and travel documents of drivers and passengers. And that's interesting. It says drivers and passengers. I think somewhere down the line we're going to be dealing with passengers, NPC passengers, which is pretty cool. Second thing it says asking about the purpose of travel and any goods being transported. Declare items pretty much. We're going to go over that too. It says observing behavior and vehicle conditions for signs of nervousness and concealment. So that's really a key point. If you're dealing with someone and you get an intuition feedback that they are nervous or they're looking around or they're hiding something, send them to the detailed inspection area. Don't deny entry right away. Send them to the detailed inspection because they're pretty much hiding something from you. It says also checking the automated systems for any um, irregular items. Okay. Deciding whether to allow entry, escalate the inspection, or deny access. Your performance is evaluated based on how accurately and efficiently you handle each inspection. Escalating when necessary, and avoiding unnecessary delays are key to success. Here are the hints. Pay attention to visual cues. Nervous behavior or vague answers may indicate hidden violations. I just mentioned that. Now, every vehicle needs escalation. Use your judgment to balance thoroughness with efficiency. Keep traffic moving by managing the barriers and inspection times carefully. So, again, just look for their intuition feedback. And I'm going to go over that. Um, as I'm dealing with citizens and foreigners at this. This is the initial inspection site, so this is more fast moving than the detailed inspection. You will see that, and then secondly, I'm going to go over declare items. So let's exit out. Let's talk to her. So the first thing you may want to do is enter the booth. This first screen here, the gross weight, that only pertains to trucks. And yes, you will find trucks coming through here. This is more for like the packages, so you want to scan for that. So you're dealing with cars, you really don't have to scan this item. It's going to give you feedback. It says, look, cars do not activate the motion scale. It only applies to trucks. So you don't have to scan this first screen for cars. But you do want to scan for this. Everything looks fine. Do want to scan the plate. Now, one thing I've been doing, I always like to scan the plate, especially if they're a Franklin citizens, because you get a nice feedback, and that's who we're looking for. Always want to match the plate with the identity on the plate with the documents they give you. So this individual is a Franklin citizen. You could tell by the plate because it says State of Franklin. All right, let's proceed. Just know at this inspection site, the initial inspection site, you're not going to be issuing tickets. You're not going to be arresting. As a matter of fact, you don't have that option here. You will see that. You will not have the option to give a ticket or arrest. You're pretty much focused on their documents, allowing entry or denying entry um, into the country. So, start with questioning.
Can you answer a few brief questions for me?
Fine, I'm listening.
All right. So it said that this person seems to be hiding something. Again, you always want to look for the intuition feedback. So that right there tells me to send her to the detailed inspection. She is a citizen. Just keep that in mind. Franklin citizens, you're never going to deny entry. So let's ask her about declare goods.
Please state if you're bringing any declarable items into the country.
I've got nothing that falls under the declaration rules.
All right. She says that she has nothing. But again, we got intuition feedback that she's hiding something. At this inspection site, the initial inspection site, we cannot search vehicles. We cannot search vehicles. So let's ask for her documents.
Please present your identification documents.
Right away, officer.
You also cannot have them leave the car. You don't have that option to ask her out the car. So, okay. So, I notice here that she has Aspire ID. Okay. Again, she's a Franklin citizen. We're not going to hold that against her. We're going to deal with that at the detail inspection. That's when we're going to fine for those infractions or possibly arrest if we have to. So let's check all her documents. Passport looks good. However, her ID is expired, doesn't have gun permit. The plate matches her, comes back to her. So, in this situation here, I'm going to your entry decision is going to be sent to detail inspection. Now, I can allow entry, and the entry will be granted. However, I will probably lose in this situation conduct points uh, for the flag things, for the flagged violations that I came across. So, but we're going to send her to detail inspection. You can never go wrong with sending a Franklin citizen or a foreigner to the detail inspection.
Drive to the designated inspection point for further examination.
And as you see, once you clear a vehicle, um, the progress bar fills up. So we gotta pretty much clear 6 vehicles. So again, same thing with him. Okay, got a car, not a truck, but I do see a truck. Is the next vehicle up, so we want to scan that when we deal with the truck. Okay. So again, look at the plate. Now he is not a citizen of Franklin, but Erickson. So we're dealing with a foreigner now, and he looks intoxicated.
I just have a few questions for you before you proceed.
Sure. I'm happy to help with anything you need.
Now it says the person seems trustworthy, but I am noticing signs of intoxication. The rocking back and forth. That's clearly a sign of intoxication.
Do you have any items to declare?
Yes, I do. I'd like to declare a few things.
All right, so let's talk about the declarable goods. Okay, and I was confused at first, but let's go to handbook real quick, and let's go down to goods declaration. Now I don't want to read everything. Well, all right, let's read the first 2 sentences. It says, as a border officer, your duty is to ensure that all individuals entering Franklin declare any goods they are transporting that exceed the not declarable limit. These include alcohol, cigarettes, and expensive goods. So that's the 3 categories of the goods that you're looking for. The goods declaration is alcohol, cigarettes, and expensive goods. Now here, second sentence, really important, says at initial inspection, you may ask the individual if they have anything to declare. Their response is recorded and cannot be changed afterwards. If they have anything to declare or seems nervous, they must be sent to the secondary inspection. Now, so with that said, say if you stop someone and they don't have anything to declare, but you're getting intuition feedback that the individual is nervous or hiding something. Even though they didn't declare anything, you can still send them to that secondary inspection. Like I said, sending people to the secondary inspection is like it's like your safe zone. Um, you're not going to lose points for it, and if when in doubt, that send them to that secondary inspection. Okay, you only lose points when you allow entry and something went wrong where they have a violation and you let them through. Um, okay, so we're gonna scroll down. And let's read hints. Okay, so it says you use ask for declaration to record the NPC statement. Use intuition feedback to detect nervous behavior during false declarations. Use confiscate actions only if goods were not declared or exceed legal limits, and we're going to talk about that shortly. Use charge actions only in the administration building and only for declare goods. We're going to talk about that. Stack charges or confiscations using charge all or confiscate all. So let's talk about the legal limits. So goods, let's start with the first section. It says goods exceeding these amounts need to be declared. So alcohol, anything over 1 liter of alcohol, anything over 1 carton of cigarettes, or expensive goods over $800. So anything exceeding that needs to be declared. And you're gonna find that people will exceed that, but they're gonna declare it. They're gonna be like, yes, I have these items that I need to declare. But make sure you charge them. And a charge now in this situation here, when I say charge, I'm not talking about a criminal charge. It's more like a tax. Okay, so you're gonna be taxing them. You're gonna receive 10 SB points for taxing them. It's like charging them money. It's not like a criminal charge. It's not even a ticket. You're just gonna be taxing them in regards to um, money here for having those items that exceed the amount. Now, if we look at the second category here, it says goods exceeding these amounts must be confiscated. So if they go to declare alcohol and it's over 5 liters, you have to take it. Again, with cigarettes, if you find more than 3 cartons, say you find five, you have to take it. If they declare expensive goods over $5,000, you confiscate it. So let's draw up a scenario here. Um, so this individual has 4,205. No, I'm sorry, 4,250 items of expensive goods and zero point 0.6 liters of alcohol. So the alcohol is not exceeding, but the expensive goods is. Now, being that it's not over 5,000, we're not gonna we're not gonna confiscate it, but we're gonna charge them, and or more so, for lack of better words, tax. So I'm gonna close out, and I'm going to declare goods and charge not. I'm not going to charge for all the goods. We're going to charge for the expensive goods because the alcohol was within the limit. It didn't exceed the amount. The expensive goods did because it was over 800. So you got a tax. I'm hoping that's making sense. If not, please comment and let me know. But we're going to charge for the expensive good. We're going to tax them.
You've declared items valued over $800. A customs charge applies.
And that's what it is, a customs charge. So, I don't know.
Show me your documents, please.
Let's get his document. Now, usually,
Sure. Let me get them for you.
when I'm playing, I'm going through this fast, fairly quick. But keep in mind, just more so for tutorial purposes. So I want to I want to go through it a little bit slower so you guys can understand. So I'm gonna make sure the date of birth his date of birth matches. Now, It expired July 23. He has an expired passport. Also, his visa is good. Now, at this point, we can deny entry, but remember, you could also send him to the detail inspection and deny entry there. So he has an expired passport. One thing you want to keep in mind, his visa is not expired. So one thing you want to keep in mind, he's slurring. So again, I say he's intoxicated. So one thing you want to keep in mind here is that um, we're gonna go to border control, right? And then we're gonna go. This is regarding travel papers and visas. Now, there's different rulings depending on what country they're from. Some individuals are from Ericsson, and some may be from Tunicol. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but let's. If you read here, it will give you guidance on how to proceed, violations and actions. So he has an expired passport. At the border,
We got a reported crime
you
scene that
can
needs to be
deny
investigated.
entry.
Anyone available?
In a city, it would be a different approach. But here's hints. Let's read this section. It says, ask for papers at the
We need a
border
unit at the
to
scene right
inspect
now. Sending someone
documents.
else.
Since all visas are digital, check the visa type in a background check. Franklin citizens with violations must go to a secondary inspection if at primary. At the border, if an infraction justifies den- denying entry, it cannot be used to fine a person since they never entered the country. Okay. So that's what we're dealing with. At the border, if infraction justifies denying entry, it cannot be used to fine. So we're not going to fine them for the expired passport. We got to keep that in mind. If you're dealing with foreigners with expired passports, you're not going to be fining them for that. You will lose points. Okay? But in this situation, I can deny entry. But let's look for the ruling for let me see here. Let's read this first paragraph. It's very important. It says, as a border officer, your duty is to inspect every individual entering Franklin. Okay. Franklin citizens must always be allowed entry. We talked about that. But let's talk about foreigners. Here we go. It says foreigners, on the other hand, must present a valid passport, a valid visa, and a valid international driver's license. If driving, if any of those, if it says if any of these are missing or expired, they must be denied at the entry, deny entry at the border, or ticketed or arrested if already inside Franklin. Okay, so in this situation here, I can deny entry. Let's see what happens. Because I do understand that some of you are still losing points when you're doing things correctly. If that's the case, it's a bug that needs to be fixed.
Permission to
All right. So and he is and then so
An officer to take care of transporting
requesting a
arrestees.
boom gate
Anyone
replacement at
available?
my location. Current one is broken and unusable. Negative. Not available right now.
he went through the boom gate. But at this inspection site,
A crime scene just got reported. Please drive to it and take care of the investigation.
at this inspection
I
site,
can't deal with an
we
investigation.
don't have the spike strips available to us. At the detail inspection site, we do, and we'll get into that. I will get into that in another video. But at this point, I can't stop him. So he got away, but hopefully he get caught. So look at my line; it's backed up. So I'm gonna try to move faster and explain things a little bit faster at this point. So now we're dealing with a truck. Remember, the gross weight for trucks is 60,000. Anything over that is an issue. It's an overload. See? So the truck looks like it's an overload. That's a problem. We got to deal with that. Everything else looks fine. I believe this individual he is a citizen of Franklin. We will allow entry.
Can you answer a few brief questions for me?
Of course. I'll answer whatever you need.
All right, let's talk about
Do you have
declared
any items to
goods.
declare?
Yes, I do. I'd like to declare a few things.
All right, so point six liters. That's fine. That's not exceeding, but expensive good. It's over 800. So we're gonna charge. We're gonna tax them for that. Only for the expensive goods.
You've declared items valued over $800. A customs charge applies.
All right. Now let's get his paperwork. Now we're dealing with truck drivers a little bit more detail because now they have cargo in the back of the truck. So we want to see what they're
Can you show me
carrying.
the logging device and your vehicle's cargo information?
Sure. Here you have it.
And you'll deal with all this stuff more in a detail inspection area. This is just like a first line of defense. Because we're not going to be issuing tickets or arresting people at this location. But it's always good to check. Let's ask for his paperwork.
Show me your documents, please.
Of course. Here they are.
And I'm going to try to move a little bit more faster. All right. That looks good. We want to make sure everything matches: date of birth, ID number, license number. Sometimes it's a lot to go. It's a lot to go over. So make sure you pay attention, especially when going over things quickly. Doesn't have a gun permit. His passport looks good. Everything looks valid. Everything else is matching. Now, he's going to get entry because, again, he's a Franklin citizen. But I want to send him to, I can allow entry, but I will probably lose points because the vehicle overload is overweight. And that's a red flag. So you want to be cautious and send him to the detail inspection site.
Please head over to the inspection area for additional checks.
You can never go wrong with sending people over to the detail inspection site. And in fact, that's probably the safest thing you can do, especially if you're not sure. Oh, he went through. Oh man, these people are just going crazy. And we had an accident here, and that was my first accident. I'm gonna let them go for the sake of the video. Let's just release person.
It's fine. Have a nice day. We're done. You can leave now. Have a good day.
All right, let's see if she gets back in the car and proceed. All right, so for the sake of time of the video, I'm not gonna proceed through the entire inspection. I got three more cars to pretty much examine, but I'm gonna let this is gonna be the last one, and it's just for the sake of the video. This is just for tutorial purposes, so you guys have a better understanding of what to look for when dealing with the initial inspection site. So now, if it was me playing, streaming, not doing a tutorial, I would have handled that accident. All right, so look at this. She got a broken windshield. That's probably a result of the accident, but look at the plate. It's expired. And her passport is expired. Invalid registration. All right. But again, Franklin citizens always allow entry.
Let's go through a few standard questions to verify your entry.
Absolutely. I understand this is routine.
All right. Ask for declare items.
Are you carrying any goods that need to be declared?
Nothing to declare, officer.
All right.
Please
Paperwork.
present your identification documents.
Right away, officer.
All right. What a name. I can't even pronounce that. Her first name. July 5th, 97. All right. Passport expired. Insurance looks good. Looks good. So, sounds angry. So at this point, what we're gonna do, send her to the secondary inspection site, which is the detailed inspection site, and that's where you're gonna issue her for her violations for the vehicle, her expired passport. So just to end, let's go over a few key point things. And I mentioned this a lot. Franklin citizens, you're always gonna allow entry, okay? Um, And all in regards to charge goods, always make sure you observe the declared goods they're bringing in, and try not to forget to charge them. Okay. Um, so I hope I touched on some key things here, and this is just in regards to initial. This is the call out for the initial inspection site. I'm gonna send her to
We
the.
need to
Let me.
verify a few things. Head over to the inspection station.
So before I go, I want to say this. Let's open the gate for her. When in doubt, from my experience so far, because I could be wrong with a few things and the rules may change. Remember, we're still dealing with the control contraband expansion at an early age. It's still a lot of things we're learning. But at this site here, when in doubt, you can always send to the detailed inspection. So in that way, you will always gain SP points and never lose SP points. So I would use that if I were you guys having issues with certain rulings as a safe bet, especially at this location, the initial inspection site. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I hope I touched upon a lot of things. I know this video is pretty much long. Appreciate you guys for watching. If there's anything I may have missed or forgot to mention, please comment. If you have any questions, feel free to also comment and forward them to me so I can help you. I will be putting out additional tutorial videos covering the watchtower and dealing with trespassers. I'll put out another video dealing with the detailed inspection and also the desk inspection. Those locations are more detailed. The video perhaps will probably be longer. I'm trying to keep these videos down anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes. But being that it's a lot and all this is fresh to us, I want to make sure I touch upon everything. Another key point, please refer to the handbook for guidance. It can help you out in many situations. But that's about it. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And big shout out to all my subscribers. Thank you guys for your support. I'll catch you guys on the next video.